So yeah, we both saw this. Our only film this week. We got Knock at the Cabin, and this is going to be the latest film from infamous or notorious. Hey, both of them sound bad. Try to, give some balance to how his career goes, man. He's one of these up and down guys, man. But this is usually known for the twist and suspenseful kind of stuff. That kind of thing. But this is M. Night's latest film from Universal Pictures. And the story goes as this. While vacationing at a remote cabin in the woods, a young girl and her parents are taken hostage by four armed strangers who demand they make an unthinkable choice to avert the apocalypse. Confused, scared, and with limited access to the outside world, the family must decide what they believe before all is lost. And this film stars David Bautista, Jonathan Groff, Rupert Grint, Ben Aldridge, Abby Quinn, Nika Amuka-Bird, Kristen Cui, Debbie Lay, William Ragsdale, McKenna Kerrigan, Claire Louise Frost, Ali Asghar Shah, and Jabril Goodman are in this film. And for the most part, most of those first 6-7 people were the main ones that we got to focus on because those are our main characters for this film. It's actually 7 characters. Our 3 people who occupy this cabin, and then the 4 people who kind of, run up on them and knock on the door and want to get in to do their business. For the most part, I thought this was okay. I definitely liked it a lot more than previous, maybe the last several M. Night films that I've seen. So I feel like it feels closer to more of the stuff from him that I like, even though this felt a lot, a bit different. This is adapted from a story called The Cabin at the End of the World. So it's not his own story, so he's adapted it. He's probably making a couple changes here and there. The best thing that was going for me for this film, I like the setup. I thought it was pretty cool. But the cast and their performances, I thought the character work was really good here. That's kind of what holds this thing together. It doesn't have this crazy, twisty ending that we're used to with M. Night stuff, which I think it felt like he was kind of holding back on this film. He wasn't. He was kind of more focused, because I feel like lately the problem I've had with some of the recent films is they're just too indulgent in some ways and just too crazy to the point where, he's had to rely on this the last few minutes explaining what's going on. Whereas I feel like this story is more straightforward, and that may have something to do, more so with the source material that it was adapted from. But I definitely enjoyed the performances here. I love Bautista as this guy Leonard, who's leading these 4 strangers who knock on the couple's door, and basically, he's saying, these guys are on a mission to try to save the world. You know what I'm saying? And they've got to make a crazy choice that they put on this family. I kind of thought it was also interesting that we have a same-sex couple family, and they were just like, all right, this is what it is, and that's what it was, and that was cool with me. I like how that was played out. They didn't, spend a lot of time. It just went right into it. It's like, and I think that's how these things should be handled, man. They should just be handled just like if they were an opposite sex couple, like just, it's a couple,
Yeah.
I did like Kristen Cui, her character, really great. The role that she had in this, man. So
she's gonna be a good actress one day. I mean, she was real good in that part, and I was kind of wondering if it was her first film. Like I said, she did real good on it.
Yeah, really good, man. Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, and it's crazy when you see such talent at that young age, man, so it's like nowhere to go but up,
Yeah.
So, but definitely love the performances. I didn't think the ending was that surprising to me. There's one aspect of it that did, have me guessing, but other than that, it was solid. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's more on the better end of M. Night's filmography, in my opinion, than the worst end. This ain't no After Earth or Old or you know what I'm saying, or our Avatar.
Yeah, his Avatar, Last Airbender. I want to say Glass. I refuse to watch Old. It's something about that trailer I just hate it. After Earth, like you said, was just horrible.
So what did you think overall on this thing?
I liked it a lot. When I got out of theater, I was kind of telling you about things I didn't like about it, but I kind of, just because they were remote and they didn't go off, away from the area telling the story, it's kind of like how Reservoir Dogs was in a way. They just, they just limited to that space that they're in, and you pretty much.
I was kind of upset when they broke the TV.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, and everything you were seeing was like remote. That was outside of their little world. It just didn't feel like it was that much suspense that was actually happening in this film. Mm-hmm. You knew it was some stakes because one of the events that happened was like crazy, and I would have been all in if I would have witnessed that. The last event that happened. Those two things were like, yeah, go ahead. We need to do what we need to do. I thought it was a well-acted film. Batista is slowly becoming one of my favorite actors. Even though he comes from wrestling, he's putting forth effort on, being a little bit more diverse on like the films that he's in. He's not like how The Rock is, to where he has to be in all these action, type movies, or, some of the stuff that he's doing is he's taking chances on a lot of things, because other than Stuber and the Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he has a movie called Bushwick or Bushwick. That's an amazing film, for action film.
I told you about Bushwick when I seen it, and I was like, man, he's fucking good, because it's an action movie, but there's moments in that film where he has to get real small, and I was like, I think it's easier to do the big over the top display like The Rock does, but can you really do those smaller moments? And I saw flashes of that in Bushwick, and I was like, this guy's good, man.
Yeah. He has another movie like that he's supposed to be like with a kid. I want to,
My Spy.
Yeah, I want to see that film because I kind of missed me in the theaters. Mm-hmm. I actually want to see that one, but overall, I just think he's a real good actor. He's also he did like a small part in the last Dune movie and Blade Runner 2049. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does a small part in that film also. I really just like him as an actor now. I kind of hope we see more from him. I just like where he's not limited himself to just action films,
Yeah, he's trying to do acting.
Yeah, he's acting instead of,
Stuber was great too, man.
Yeah.
Stuber is really slept on, man. I think the critics were overly hard on that because, like, as far as comedies, that was one really that I could say, man, a lot of these comedies lately I see, and I'm not really chuckling much. Lucky if I get a few laughs, man. But Stuber had me laughing all the way through, dude. That thing was good. Like him and Kamal, good chemistry on that, man.
Yeah.
I feel like they could do a good run of just buddy comedy flicks, man. That'd be awesome.
Really, I was kind of hoping that the two of them, and I think Batista's going to be out of the MCU, but
Kamal, he's in there for a bit, man, because he didn't get all that jacked up with muscles for nothing.
Yeah, I know. Batista's leaving in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I wouldn't mind him and Kamal's character to kind of meet it. If it would have been neat for them to meet or have an interaction or something in the MCU.
Possibilities.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's willing to go through all that physical stuff no more, man. He's an older man, and he's like you said, he's looking for more roles where he can just act, and it's not just his physicality, doing all the work.
Yeah. But I really like him as an actor, though. He's a, real good, becoming a real good actor.